What's up YouTube, this is Kieran from Team Name Erased. Got a deck profile for you. It's props to Shavira, I think his name is, but I might have pronounced that wrong to be fair. Topping the YCS in Austin. My hero, to be fair. But I made a few changes to his deck idea, but he's pretty much the same build. But let's just show you what I've got. Running this in tournament in Newcastle tomorrow, so hopefully it does well. Triple Treeborn. Obviously the main tribute folder for this. If it's in your grave, you control no spell trap card and you standby phase, you can special summon it. So running Monarch, so good. Only running one Running Toad in, but agreeing with whatever his name is. But yeah, just banish a frog, special summoning from your grave, can't be used for synchro material. Swap frog, just for ditching your treeborns and stuff to the grave as fast as possible, because if they don't get in there, you're probably going to lose. You need to get them in your grave as fast as possible. I'm only running 2 because I find no matter how much I play tested it with 3, then I play tested with 2, I still pick it up just as quick. So I like 2 as well. It gives me room for saying additional things as well. 3 Razor, Monarchs, Razor, probably my favourite one as well, because he just sets your opponent back a turn by top decking something. Triple Caius, so good against Zen mains and any XYZ, especially synchros as well. Good to bait out Veilers as well, but does your 1,000 burn, which sometimes wins your games as well, which is, you know, a bit ridiculous, but it's funny. Pretty much your main boss monster of the deck. You need Tribute 2 to summon him. Any effect that activates anywhere, anytime while he's on the field, he negates, and he loses 5 unit attack and defense for each. If you haven't got a Gachi or anything on the field, he negates 4 times. Then when he's destroyed, you special summon a monster from your graveyard as well as destroying your own field. But you don't really care about that sometimes. That the Spirit, just for mass monster removal. Good against top tier decks in a minute as well, because a lot of them just spam all this bull crap. But yeah, you drop this, destroy all face up monsters on the field, poke away for 2/2, bounce to your hand at the end. I wasn't running this to start with, but upon looking at his build, I put it in, and he's actually been working really well. Let alone the fact I've been running, play testing against Chaos Dragons and stuff. But yeah, he works really well. But even if you play against Chaos Dragons or stuff, you can just side him out. Double Veiler, obviously a really good hand trap at the minute. Plus he's a tuner, opens up synchro players as well as stopping OTKs and all the bull. I can't even like explain how well this card is. So good, stops the OTKs, especially when you can tribute him as well. Bring back a Treeborn when you specialed him, go to Slack a Magician, it's just so good. I'm only running 2 maxis compared to that guy's build. He ran 3, but in the Carlisle meta, you can't really run 3. It's just a dead draw really, most of the time. But 2's working pretty well in a minute. 1 Gauze and Trag. I got that the wrong way around, but oh well, you got the picture. Yeah, just to stop OTKs. You play against Chaos Dragons or anything like that with Trag. You've got your like level 6s with your Monarchs just ditch so you can steal their monsters and go into your fight on strike battles and stuff. But yeah, that's it for the monsters. Triple enemy controller. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to show what I think is staple in this deck, which is pretty much all the spells. Right, so these are pretty much your staples. Econs, if you bring your Treeborn back in the standby phase, you can tribute it with this. Just activate it from your hand. Take one of their monsters, still bring back Treeborn, go into your Light and Darkness and stuff like that. But it's such a good card when you use Treeborn Frog. Soul Exchange, obviously for tributing for your Monarch, you get pluses off it, which is mental enough. Double Duality, just for consistency. Then your obvious staples. Don't need to explain that. Foolish Burial, obviously to help get your Treeborn and stuff to the grave quicker. And then what I'm running is these. It's always good to Soul Exchange for a Caius, Day Bottomless, you chain this, and you still get a plus off it. So I really like the idea of Lance, but it's been testing really well. A lot of people probably won't agree, to be fair. They'd rather run the same build, whatever his name is, run. But I really like these. If you're ever going to run this deck, I suggest trying it. But it's personal preference, really. And then Treacherous Trap Hole, the only trap you run. It's just such a good plus. It helps to stop all the bull that Sams and stuff bring. You know, they go Kagamusha, Special Kizan, do this, negate the Barky on play. Such a good card. It was side decked, but now it's main decked, and it's working really well. That's it for the main deck anyway. I'll just quickly show you the extra deck. Chimera Tech, it's only because I run Cybers in the side deck. Scrap Dragon, Crimson Blader. I hate this guy, but I love him at the same time. He shuts us down so quickly. But yeah, you can go to level 8 with this because you run Formula as well, just for your Battle Fader and Veiler, or Treeborn and Veiler. Black Rose, mainly for Veiler and Monarch, but it never hurts to run a card that you can plus off. Formula, for obviously what I've just said really. But Synchros, that's out of the way. Bouncer, you run too many level 6s to not run him. Same with Swordbreaker, he is your Catastor of the XYZ world. Axebeetle, which is invisible, but that's only because you can't see it. Yep, anyway. Guide Charger, just because of Axebeetle. So you just drop your Axebeetle, get his effect, drop this, poke away for 2/6. Shining Elf, you run a lot of level 2s. If you run Gachi, you should run this as well. There's no reason not to. And the only reason I run this over Diagusto Phoenix is because I haven't got Diagusto Phoenix. Double Gachi. If you can get a swap and a Ronin to XYZ into this, then you've got a big ass Monarch when you actually can drop one. If you got one of these with all these materials on, that's a 2/8 attack Monarch. And if you've got Light and Darkness with one of these on the field, it gets an extra negate as well, which is amazing. Slacker Magician. Not a lot of people know what these do, but if you don't know what it does, I'll quickly explain it to you. Once per turn, it can be destroyed by battle. If something targets him, you can attach an XYZ and add material from this and negate and destroy the thing that targeted it. And he's got 2/1 defense. I mean, 2 level 1s, which is so easy in this deck. There's no reason to not run him. But yeah, that's the deck. Like I say, there's only a couple of things being changed from the build that everybody's hyping about in a minute, and every right to as well. But yeah, keep your eye out for speed deck profiling, because every deck we've done at the minute is going to be specly deck profiled by yours truly.